Chase Lee Hockey with the Blue Futon, and I finally decided to watch Prey. Not the Prey I saw last year. That was, I think, a German movie that was fucking awful. This is a Predator prequel? 1719. How are these people going to defeat the Predator? Let's find out. So Prey, what's it about? It's a very simple premise. This is the Predator universe, but in 1719 with Native Americans and the French. The French come in at the very end of the movie, but they're all trying to survive the Predator. Will they survive? Why is the Predator there? Let's find out. So first off, the actor Amber Midthunder. My goodness, that last name is bad ass. If I ever see Amanda Midthunder or anyone with a last name of Midthunder and she doesn't want to change her last name, I think I would change my last name. Chase Midthunder? That's fucking badass. Anyway, let's talk about the movie. This is a fun Predator movie through in and throughout. But with that, it is fun. I will give you the negatives of the movie first. I do feel like the story and some character aspects in this movie just doesn't connect, and you're just kind of questionable. Why is she, Amber Midthunder, in this movie the only one that makes smart decisions except her brother? Very few people make smart decisions in this movie. I think they do it for a reason, to try to play up her smartness. But my goodness, just listen to people. That's all I'm going to say. As well as just think, just be like, that didn't work. I'm not going to retry it, but fuck it, we're going to retry it. So some stupid character choices that you're just like, come on, I understand what you're trying to do with making her a little bit smarter, but there's got to be just a little bit more depth with some of these background characters to do a little bit more smart shit, but unfortunately, that is not the case. And then with that, the CGI was okay. I do think this was a very, very low budget. I'll be surprised if it's more than $20 million. I see why they probably said we're scaling this budget back tremendously because of Shane Black's Predator. They're like, okay, you have a good idea. We'll give you $10 million. We'll give you $20 million, and this is going to go straight to Hulu, which I think was a smart decision to do because that last battle sequence with CGI was pretty good. But there were some scenes where you're just like, ooh, that shows pretty well, and you think you should put a little bit more pixie dust to that CGI. Oh, and before really going to the positives of this movie, there is some nitpicks how it comes to her absolutely destroying the monster at the end. I still think it is a little bit unbelievable, but it's a fucking alien movie. What do I expect? I went to Twitter, and someone in Twitter's like, well, she trained her whole life to kill this Predator, and I'm like thinking, oh shit, so this is going to be something like she sees her brother die in like the first act of the movie, and then 30 years later, she's going to get fucking revenge off the Predator. Nope, nothing like that. Nope, so don't listen to Twitter 98% of the time. Twitter shit. Now, I'll say a final negative, it might be a little bit nitpicky, is the story. Even though I talk about the story with some one-dimensional characters and some stupidness, I think that there needs to be some collateral damage to the main girl character because of her hard-headedness. She actually killed a lot of people, and a lot of movies don't really show that anymore of like, butterfly effect, your choice did this and killed a lot of people. If you would have just listened to your brother just this once, maybe more people would have survived during this attack with the Predator. That might be a little bit nitpick, but with those three small nitpicks, the story, one-dimensional characters, more movies need to have some butterfly effect, character dilemmas, as well as some CGI. It is a solid Predator movie with solid acting, solid directing, and solid atmospheric tones with technical aspects as well as cinematography. They are all shown completely well. And it makes me sad because movies like this, I would have put money in the movie theater and watched it on the big screen. Because like I said, I don't know where this is filmed. Let me see where it's filmed and have a little bit of a budget with this movie. But my goodness, the landscape of this movie is absolutely gorgeous. There was some solid gore in this movie, but unfortunately, I do think some of the gore was After Effects and CGI, and you can completely tell. But there's some badass gore, that's all I'm going to say. And smart character choices where they decided to, you know what, we're going to kill someone this way, and we're going to try to use it in the end of the movie. What I mean by that, there's a killing with a shield, that's all I'm going to say. And then at the very end, I'm like, why isn't he using the shield? but he tries to use the shield. So I'm like, okay, at least they are showing that this Predator has multiple weapons that he could choose from, and he's going to use them multiple times, and they don't just absolutely forget about it at the final act. Because I hate movies that do that, where it's like, this motherfucker just killed this motherfucker hardcore in the first act, but in the third act, it just completely different, disappears, and you're just like, what's going on? At least this movie decided to do that with a lot of the weapons that the Predator was going to do. So overall, I think Prey is a solid Predator movie. Is it a horrible movie? Absolutely not. Is it an amazing movie? Absolutely not. But when it comes to a Hulu original Predator movie, where it's been on a downhill spiral, this sure as shit puts it back up. So Prey will receive a 4 out of 5 with Futon, so he goes at 80%. So see the critics' news scores gave this one. So you have critics a 93% of the 175 one, audience score 81% with over 1,000. Here's critic consensus. A rare action thriller that spikes adrenaline without skimping on character development. Prey is a Predator sequel done right. But like I said, is this really a sequel? Anyway, you got that 93, the 80, or the 81. Chase out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think is Utopia. You Butonians, thanks for watching. Have a great day. And you know what? Could she have actually survived this attack? With what she experienced throughout the film? Sure. But a little bit of too much perfectality at the end. Perfectality. Made up word.